Good evening and welcome to qualifying and race day here at Monday Race Club. It is Wednesday the 8th of December at 7:30 and it is the end of the Canadian trilogy with Tier 3 folks. Round 7 of 12 in Season 5 and we are firmly on the final stretch towards the final round in Belgium. We are here in Canada at the Gilles Villeneuve circuit in Montreal, a 2.71 mile lap with an on-throttle time of 76% and a pit lane loss of 18 seconds. It is going to be a 159 metre sprint down to turn 1, with battles likely to continue into turns 2 and into 3 and 4. Now, in the first two tiers on Monday evening, we had no one hit the Wall of Champions. Will that continue, or will she claim her first victim? It's high speed, it's tight and it's twisty. It's going to catch out the unguarded. But it is the Canadian Grand Prix live on MRC. And joining me tonight in the commentary box is one half of the Teesside twosome. Morgan, how are you, sir?
Not too bad tonight, how are you?
Not bad. Apparently already Carl's saying possibility of rain. It's started. We did see rain in Tier 2 it was on Monday evening, so it's going to be exciting to see how the drivers cope with that.
Yeah, the rain definitely caught a few people on the Tier 2 race, so another wet race should definitely cause a bit of chaos in Tier 3.
Oh, indeed.
But obviously these guys are pretty used to it.
They are indeed used to it. They've had rain on a few occasions, but certainly it's going to be an interesting one. See who's got the strategy. Tier 2, as we said, had the rain. Tier 1 didn't have the rain, so it will be an interesting one to see who goes out. Let's just bring where we are just now. We're just watching Tomo in the Mercedes just now. Oh, he's went a bit wide into turn 1 there, but on the soft compound tyres. So it'll be interesting just if any of the drivers let us know actually when roughly that rain is going to come, if it's going to be at the start, if it's going to be in the middle, because it's certainly going to cause some chaos.
Yeah, obviously the rain right at the end in Tier 2 definitely caught a few people out, I think, even though we all saw it coming. But just where you want to go on the setup, I went for the wet setup, which screwed me up for the first part of the race, but came in at the end, so it's obviously all down to how people want to drive.
Yeah, no, definitely. And that was the thing, I think, when Carl and I were commentating on it, we were almost looking at it going, when is the rain going to come? And then it started the race with dry. We've got a yellow in Sector 3. I think one of the Hasses is round just after the hairpin. But yeah, it was just wondering when that rain was going to come. And then all of a sudden it came about halfway through the race, and then it was who's going to get in. Who's going to get into the pits and sort of hit it in a timely manner?
Yeah, it's honestly we've seen people get it wrong where you come into the pits too early and the tyres don't quite come in, or some people go for the wrong compound, or even Cody's just messing people over and sticking dry tyres on in the middle of a wet race. You just don't know what you're going to get.
No, that's it. Or intermediates on a dry race. I mean, who knows what could happen if you don't adhere to Jeff's advice. But currently we've got Tomo222 on provisional pole 112.0. We've got Tete Mandem 11, one of our new drivers, first race in MRC tonight. Currently second, Lollipop, Boothie, Stuvine and Joy Hill. We will go through the various reserves who are standing in tonight in Tier 3 in the various championship permutations. Oh, Monster Gaz has been disqualified for going the wrong way. Possibly had a bit of a spin there and trying to correct it, ended up going the wrong way. Just watching Melvin, one of our new drivers as well, as he comes through the hairpin. Rob's comments of good luck tonight everyone, keep it on the island and you'll be fine. He managed to keep it well on the island in Tier 1 on Monday. He certainly benefited from keeping it within the track limits as well.
Yeah, hope for single track as well in Tier
2, yeah. Exactly. Well deserved victory for Martin and the McLaren on Monday evening in Tier 2. And then Rob jumping up from 14th, I think it was, up to about fourth or fifth on race day. So really good from him. Now, in terms of just where we are in terms of championship standings, folks, just as we kind of cover off and everything, in the Constructors' Championship in T3, it's McLaren who are the Constructors leaders at the moment with 114 points. Red Bull second on 90, very closely followed by their sister team of Alpha Tauri, 88 points. Aston Martin 72 and Mercedes 67. So certainly a bit of gap for the McLaren team there with Mark and with Simba and Ryan. So they're going to be looking to defend that, but the two Red Bulls are going to be after them.
Yeah, the McLaren boys have definitely got a good partnership going. They've been scoring solid points recently over the past couple of weeks.
They have indeed. And in the Drivers' Championship, it is Fanning who's currently leading the way, 86 points in that Red Bull at the moment, but Red Car Rambo Ryan is just behind him, 15 points behind, so he'll be looking to outscore Fanning today. Dak Invertible third, BGR in fourth, and Simba in fifth in the McLaren, and Carl just behind on 41 points, so he's going to be looking for a good result today. A few comments just coming through talking about the weather and everything and various bits of rain, etc. So it's apparently no rain until 60 minutes, Ryan's saying. So it'll be interesting to see how late that rain comes through.
Yeah, just seen a little collision down the back straight between Tom Brown and Joyful Hell. Not sure if Tom was on a fast lap or not, but he got caught out a little bit by the Haas.
Yeah, he did. He's just went into the pits there. We will jump on board. We are going to jump on board Carl's Aston Martin to do our track guide. Ultimately, he is on those medium compound tyres, coming obviously down the back straight at the moment. The Casino straight drops it down into fourth gear. Nicely done in terms of clipping the final chicane. Powers down the pit straight, going to be reaching around about 315 kilometres an hour, 8th gear now into turn 1. Runs very deep into turn 1, really makes him off the point for turn 2, really throws you out there. Turn 2, that 2nd gear, running down now into turn 3 and 4, 6th gear, drop down into 4th, hit the apex there, keep it clean, make sure you don't hit the wall on the outside as we now swing our way through into turns 6 and 7, and again critical you hit the apex here as to not offset you and make you run wide for turn 7. Now coming down the first DRS zone in terms of the lap, now coming down into the tricky 8 and 9, again very easy to lose the car, the rear end, and also to have some track limits, but now powering down to the slowest portion of the racetrack, down at the hairpin, 2nd gear, around about 45 miles an hour. Tight turn in there, nice to get the front turned in, and then absolutely floor the throttle all the way down the back straight. DRS activation here, DRS all the way down, going to be reaching top speed of around about 230 miles an hour, 8th gear, and then pretty much just braking in that straight line, aiming for the inside there, and Carl runs over the inside curb on the second part of the chicane. Doesn't look though as if he's invalidated his lap, comes through though, he will hit with a 115, he knows he's got more time in that. Aston Martin having just missed the apex into turn 1. Oh, we got one of the Alfa Romeos there, BGR has lost it coming out of turn 7.
Oh, is that with the yellow in sector 1 and 2?
He was the yellow in 2, certainly.
Just pops up there.
Yep, so BGR just getting out of the way, he's lost one of his end plates on that Alfa Romeo. Plenty of opportunity to lose front wings here at the moment. But Fanning currently top, our championship leader, currently top at the moment with a 111.4. Really good lap there on the soft compound jazz, but Ryan there just a tenth behind on the mediums.
Yeah, and we got Tower 222 Mr. Saturday coming out for another lap as well.
He is indeed. Just seeing Tom Brown on his out lap at the moment, so we'll follow him as he goes through. He's on the medium tyres, so certainly going to be a mixture of strategies, especially potentially if it's going to be dry, maybe until the last few laps. Who knows what the rain gods have got in store for us. Alex goes top, 111.1 in those mediums. Superb lap from him. He can only race the mediums, as is a tier 2 driver, and Tom Brown unfortunately has had his lap invalidated there. DAC Convertible also going into the pits, lap time invalidated, but here is Mark in the second McLaren just coming through the final chicane. DRS fully open, and he's going to come across the line and go into 9th, just 9 tenths behind, but that's still a good lap on those mediums.
Yeah, and the red car Rambo's just about to cross the line on his set of mediums, stays 4th.
Yeah, good lap from him. 2 Mercedes, 6th and 5th and 7th at the moment, but the 2 Red Bulls 2nd and 8th, so in terms of that Constructors' Championship, the battle wages on between Red Bull and McLaren. And just watching Gibbon in the Ferrari here. And he's on a slow down lap. Always useful when we go into slow down laps with drivers.
Yeah.
Although I'll say the broadcast camera at the moment is currently looking at, or was looking at, a fence when we tried to look at Stuyvesant there, so it's a bit of a strange one.
Oh, the broadcast camera just do some random stuff, to be fair.
Yeah, it's where it looks at random things, or suddenly thinks, oh, we'll have a look at a fence. That's going to be most exciting for everyone. It's a bit of a lull before the sort of fast last frenetic 6 minutes here. Everybody pretty much is set time apart from Tom Brown and DAC Convertible, and obviously Monster Gaza, who's
Ocean Thames had a spin out at the second chicane.
Oh, he just picked that up there. He's going to have to watch that he doesn't. He's obviously kind of heated the rear tyres, but he's got to watch just as he goes through the turns 3 and 4. And be aware. Oh, and you can see there, and this is exactly what happens. It isn't a great position where you're having to especially turn around and then build those heat in those soft compound tyres.
It's one of the many problems with Canada. There's not many places to get out of the way when you spin in some of these corners.
No, definitely not. Stuyvesant in the Alpine on 4 laps on the moment on those soft compound tyres. So if he they're going to be done a bit. If he does qualify outside the top 10, obviously we'll get a free choice of starting tyre. But certainly if he was to then have to put them on during the race, they're going to feel a bit not nice.
I can't remember, it was on Monday that took the soft tyres for like 14 laps.
Yeah, it was indeed. It was in tier 2 because again it was linked to. I'm sure it was linked to the rain. Let's just have a little look. So that's going to annoy me now who it was. I'm sure it was Nico Lack that took them. I'm sure it was Nico that took them about 15, 16 laps before he ended up having to go into the pits, which I thought was a brave move.
Definitely not many people would want to be taking the soft tyres that far around this track.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Just going to jump on board with BGR in the Alfa Romeo. Coming through into turn 3 and 4. Lollipop just getting out of the way there. Oh, and BGR doesn't hit the apex, runs deep into turn 3. That will compromise him as he comes through sector 1, but he is about a second quicker at the moment. Oh, and runs deep into turn 6 as well. He's going to be looking to possibly go on another run on these medium compound tyres. They generally do heat up a bit more into the second and the third laps as opposed to maybe the first lap. So as long as he's got the fuel, he's got time to get round. Although it does look as if it's getting a little bit cloudier.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't look as clear as it did at the start of the session.
Well, who knows what is going to happen, folks? This is it. The drivers will have an idea. We do not. So everything is going to be reaction based. Will we see rain in qualifying? Let's hope not. Otherwise, we could have Morgan and me talking about random things for a number of minutes. Yeah, a bit like Tier 2 in Azerbaijan last week, where Carl and I in the 5 safety cars. BGR though. Sorry, Morgan.
Great race under those safety cars, to be fair.
Oh, it was. I mean, there was you didn't have to worry about tyre degradation or anything. It was a happy place.
It's like that at the end of the Tier 2 race, trying to keep those inters alive in the safety car.
And there was, to be fair, a couple of drivers, including Alex, who's currently top of the timesheets, that tried to put the wet compound tyres on as well. It was a brave move.
It was. I thought it was bad enough for the inters. I didn't want to pit and lose
the track position.
Yeah.
Yep. No, exactly. Just seeing Kyle come around the final hairpin on those medium tyres. Currently in 9th, so if he does finish the qualifying session in 9th, he will start on those medium compound tyres. Alex will start on those mediums. DAC Convertibles just went into third. So a great lap on the Alpha Tauri there.
Yeah, it's crazy that there's 0.6 of a second between the top 12.
Yeah. And it just shows you how close the pack is here. Carl doesn't improve on that lap. But yeah, 6 tenths across the top 12, as you said. Oh, we've got Melvin who's gone round at the out turn of turn 7. So he'll just be willing to keep it offline. Make sure not to block. That Convertible's decided his qualifying session is done for the day. Tom Brown has spun just outside of the hairpin as well. And it is crucial that you don't overcook the tyres coming out of the hairpin, because it's so easy to do and you'll just spin round and round.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the easiest places to spin your car on this track.
Yeah. Carl's been knocked out of the top 10, so currently he looks like he'll have to bolt on a set of soft copper tyres. Oh, we're on board with Ocean Team. He had a little tap of the wall there coming out of turn 4. I know that Jay Sarge left me some rubber marks on the wall of champions, Morgan, on Monday night, but thankfully no one has claimed the perils of the wall of champions yet. I won't say too much just yet, but
surprised that in the rain that nobody got taken out by the wall of champions.
Yeah.
I definitely say that's my least favourite corner on this entire track, is that final corner.
Yeah, and it's not that easy to get it right, because you're almost, if you take too much curb on the inside or on the second part, you're going to get a track invalidation on qualifying. You're going to get a warning in the race. You do that too many times, you're going to ramp up your 3-second penalties.
Absolutely, it's honestly so easy to get caught out, because it's almost like a blind apex into the first part of the corner. So it's almost impossible to get it right every lap.
Oh, completely. And that's the other thing about the track limits here. We've seen in Tier 2 and Tier 1 the track penalties that people were accruing, and ultimately that's going to cost you time as well, and track positions, especially if you've got a late safety car potentially. And you've got 6, 9, 12 seconds. We've seen some drivers who are up in the 20 seconds of penalties. So again, the drivers tonight will be looking to keep it clean and keep it within the white lines. Ryan's.
Sometimes it's easier said than done, though. So.
Oh yes. Ryan currently about 2 tenths of a second up. So we'll see if he can join his teammate Simba near the front row or close to him. Currently 2nd and 6th, the 2 McLarens. And as Ryan will come across the line, he does improve into provisional pole, 1:11.002. Great lap from the McLaren man.
Beats it with a 1:10.9.
Eyes. Ryan said, there we go, boys, come and get me. And then Tomo goes, there's the gauntlet. I have absolutely smashed that gauntlet. So Tomo and Ryan on the front of the grid at the moment. Tomo's decided that's his job done for today. He does have a 35-lap race still to come, though. But yeah, Ryan will be going, what do I have to do? Alex.
I was chatting to Tomo just before the session. I was like, you're definitely keeping this name Mr. Saturday again.
Exactly. I did say to him, well, the last time that I commentated on a Tier 3 race, Carl won in Bahrain, but Tomo spun in the final corner of the last lap. So I've said to him, I promise not to curse anyone tonight. Right, I'll tell you what, interesting one. Our championship leader, Fanning, 7th on the grid in that Red Bull on row 4 with his teammate, though. So again, that's going to be an interesting one. See what happens there. Pretty much everybody is finished. I think Stuvine is just about to, and he's invalidated his lap, so he won't improve. But Tomo takes that provisional pole. Red Car Rambo 2nd in the McLaren, Alex 3rd, Simba 4th, that Convertible and Tyclair, Alpha Tauri 3rd row. It's a Red Bull 4th row, so the sister team outqualifies the parent team. Ocean Team in 9th, Lollipop in 10th, Carl in 11th, so he'll be the first of the free choice of tyres. Tom Brown in the Alpine 12th, Melvin 13th, Gibbon 14th, Mike 15th and Boothie 16th. We'll round out the last 4 shortly. Just looking at some of the comments that we have coming through, Mike has said that he was purple on one set and then he invalidated, and that is the curse of Canada. unfortunately. So easy to do. So Boothie 16th, BGR 17th, Stuvine 18th, Joyful Hell 19th, and Monster Gaza in 20th, who was disqualified for that. Who else do we have? Just looking at some of the comments in here, just as we get the slight gap between qualifying and racing. For those that are watching us, whether you're watching us in the world, whether from the UK, Europe, North America, South America, Africa, Australasia, or Asia, just leave us some comments in that. Martin Hills, single track, who won Tier 2, saying watch the traction out that hairpin and no daft dives into turn 1. That is definitely something to bear in mind, folks. You cannot win the race on the first corner, but you can certainly lose the race. And as we've said on many occasions, to finish first you have to finish.
Well, you should have told the drivers in Jeddah.
Well, I was thinking that. I was thinking I should have been contacting Michael Massey and going, excuse me, I need to do a little driver briefing just before the race. No daft turns, no daft moves, please, folks. Although, as we all know, the stewards in MRC significantly better than than what we've seen on Sunday. On to our formation lap, though.
The predictive pit strategy has offered up a 3-stop strategy.
So basically, this is Codemaster's way of saying, guys. So I think it was Rob said in our sort of strategy guides that we do on the Discord, 1 stop is slower than a 2-stopper, but Codemasters is saying, nah, let's just throw into the mix, do a 3-stopper, and that's your optimum strategy.
It's soft, medium.
See, to be honest, unless something goes wrong and it's a wet race or there's many safety cars, I would not expect someone to do a 3-stopper out there. But who are we to comment? The rain could well come. No one's went on the hards, which is interesting. I know a few of the drivers were potentially looking at some point maybe on that 1-stopper and going on the hards, but no one in the bottom 10 has gone on to that. Carl starts on the medium, Tom Brown and Melvin on the softs, Givan on the mediums, Mike Tete Mandem on the softs, Boothie also on the softs at BGR on the mediums, and Stuvine, Joyful Hell and Monster Gaza all on the softs. The top 10 runners, only 2, Simba and Deck Invertible seem to have a little coming together there. We were watching them, but it must have just happened just out of sight. But Alex and Simba are the only 2 in the top 10 on those mediums. So, again, going to be the contra strategy for them. So Ryan will be looking to make up some points on Fanning. He's got 5 ahead on the grid by 5 places. But that does mean nothing when it comes to it. There is I'll tell you one thing though, Morgan. There's a huge gap between Lollipop in 10th and Carl in 11th on this formation lap.
Yeah, I've seen this a couple of times before when people are taking a nice while to warm up the tyres. It's
a nice Sunday drive. That's what it is.
No, you've got to enjoy the formation before the chaos starts.
before the commentary team get a little bit excited, is that what you're saying?
Well, as Carl says, you've got to wait for the Banshee screen to start on the first corner.
Well, this is it, exactly. But
you should get that trademark, to be fair.
Oh, I know, the Scottish Banshee. That'll be it. We said we'd set up a Twitter profile or something like that. Be like a wee parody account. But we are now underway, folks, with the lights are on. We're on to 3, we are on to 4 and 5 red lights. And here in Canada, we are underway. A very short lights out today. Good start from Tomo there. But Alex is doing exactly what he done in Tier 2 and already into the lead. Down that inside on those medium compact tires. Now down into turn 3. Really good one from him. Tomo still second. Third is Red Car Rambo. Ocean Tame up to 4. Dak Convertible is dropped. And also Ty Clear has gone round and he's been disqualified for parking in a dangerous location. Chaos at turn 3 there. Lots of drivers going over the grass. Everyone just needs to keep it clean. We do have a yellow though, Ty Clear. I think that is what has been caused there. Melvin is at the back in that Haas.
Melvin's just had a spin.
Oh, unlucky for him in the opening race, but everyone else has near enough made it through. Ty Clear, unfortunately, disqualified. His race short-lived. Red Bull there, but our championship leader Fanning into 6th at the moment. But Alex's start was superb.
Yeah, he got off the line really well and straight into the first corner.
Yeah, it almost... Tom looked like he got a good first part at the start, but then the Merc seemed to bog down a little bit, and then Alex just came right up the inside and said thank you. But I think also Tomo would have been looking at protecting from Redcar and that McLaren, but they're already starting to pull away from Ocean Time.
Yeah, the top three are definitely getting their own little race on the go here. Already splitting away by over a second.
Yeah, they are indeed. We'll keep the battle. Oh, Fanning trying to go up on the inside of Dak Invertible there into turn 2. You don't want to take that risk just in case you knock out the front wing or take some damage.
Well, Symbol will definitely be keeping a close eye on that to try and keep on the back of that Red Bull.
Hey, well, let's just have a look at some of the position changes. Tate Manda, Mike in that Aston Martin up 7 places from the start, so well done to him making moves early on. Ocean Tame up 5 places and Boothie up 5 places as well. We've got the predicted pit stop strategy. The Cody's have changed it, they're back to a 2-stopper, Morgan, so we're all good. they've heard us and they've went, oh, better correct that. Fanning on Dak Invertible though into the hairpin.
Some people think that this game's broken. I think it's just like little Easter eggs that Cody's just keep dropping in for us to find.
Yes, they just want to keep it fresh. That's what it is. What's more fresh is the fact that Dak Invertible is about to take Ocean Tame, and he has done, coming down the straight. No DRS there. Ocean Tame gone into the pits already. Dak Invertible didn't even make the final chicane there. So wonder if Ocean Tame picked up some damage. Mike and Aston Martin's all over the back of Simba.
And Carl, unfortunately, was the first of the warnings.
And he'll be kicking himself for that. Got up into 10th place. A virtual safety car. One of the Hasses has gone round. Has the Wall of Champions claimed to Vic? Oh no, I'm getting a little bit excited. Actually, I think it has. I think it's Joyful Hell has hit the Wall of Champions. She has indeed. The Wall of Champions has claimed its first victim, and it is unfortunate that it is a fellow Scot. Unfortunate for Joyful Hell, but the Wall of Champions claims a victim of MRC, and we have a virtual safety car. Races neutralised, drivers driving to a delta. If you exceed that delta time, you will get 14 seconds or so to get back in within that delta, and if you do not, you will get a drive-through penalty. Or a time penalty, depending on what the game wants to do. Most usually a drive-through penalty. But the race is neutralised. DRS was activated just on this lap. DRS will be re-engaged as soon as the VSC is over. But yeah, top 3, Morgan, just having their own race, and that's what they want ultimately. And there we go, Ocean Tame gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. We mentioned that.
I'm quite shocked, to be fair, that from where that Haas was parked, it wasn't a full safety car.
Yeah, no, definitely. Fanning, the championship leader, is going toe-to-toe with Dak Invertible into turn 1. Dak Invertible got a really poor exit out of the final chicane, and Fanning did try, but Dak Invertible did cover them off. But Mike is all over the back of Simba as well, and Minugio is also looking to join this party.
Yeah, it's going to start creating a bit of a train soon, this fight, because Tay-Tay's on the back, and Minugio's catching up. Boothie's watching them all.
Tell you what, Tay-Tay's past Mark in that McLaren. So, again, and this is the thing though, right? And it comes back down to the race that you're in. So, for instance, Mark in the McLaren is on those medium tyres. His race right now isn't to necessarily try and keep those soft runners behind who are going to have more pace. Oh, and there's 3 into the hairpin! Oh, that was never gonna work. A little bit of touching wheels there, a little bit of pushing, but yeah, three into a hairpin doesn't go at the best of times. But yeah, Tomo's got a 3-second penalty as well. But yeah, Mark's battle is going to be get to his pit stop, try and maximise, and one of the Red Bulls has just flown over the final chicane.
The Minugio.
Yeah, and he is going to be consumed by the pack, but Tate's going to try and go down the inside now of Mark. Mark's going to try and hang him around the outside, and he does, gets the inside line for the switcheroo back. Doing well to keep him behind there.
Good racing that.
Yeah, definitely. Dak Invertible really dropping back though from Ryan, 7.3 seconds behind, so that train you were talking about, Morgan, has started.
Unfortunately for Tommy, he's dropped off the back of Alex, and Redcar Ramos are going to overtake.
There we go, just seeing them just now. We'll jump back to that. Tommy's good, yeah, I think he's going to have to watch, because I think Redcar's going to have him with the DRS. Tete has passed. Oh, Simba's gone round as well. Something has happened with the McLaren and the Aston Martin at turns 8 and 9. So the Aston Martins, that was Simba and Tete, have come together. Let's just jump back up to the front of it, because Tomo had done a little bit of weaving there. Redcar Rambo is not passed though.
Oh, Stuvan's had a bit of a problem with the final hairpin as well.
Yeah, it's so easy to catch out. We've seen a few of the Tier 2 drivers getting caught out, especially with the rain there as well. Carl will be happy though, he's up into 8th, we're just watching him just now, he's on the back of that Red Bull, he's got DRS, is he going to make a go for it into turn 1? I think he is, and yes he does. Runs a little bit deep into turn 1 there, but does recover it nicely on those medium tyres.
A few people coming into the pits now. Tom Brown slaps a set of mediums on, got Lollipop that's coming and had a set of hards.
And it's probably about right for the soft compound tyres to go into the pits, because I think a lot of them, just watching Stuvine, the rear end of that Alpine wasn't looking the best as he came out there. But Ocean Tame and Tom Brown will be looking to go probably for another up to lap 20. Oh, we've got a yellow in 2, and Stuvine, Mike and Tete and the Aston Martin's gone round again in turn 6 and 7, so in the course of one lap, he's had a couple of coming together, potentially, or spins. So unlucky for him, he was doing so well as well, up into the top 6, 7 at one point.
I'm not quite sure what's going on with Monster Gazza as well, because his car's just ghosting around the entire track.
Well, he did, so I know I think he got disqualified from the qualifying session. I did see he'd left the session, but it does seem to ghost every now and again and then go into full. Dak Invertible and Manugio have pitted. So that does promote our championship leader Fanning into 4th, but 10 seconds.
Getting a new front wing as well.
So maybe that explains the pace that we've seen, because he was falling really far behind Redcar Rambo, so potentially he had wing damage.
I reckon Redcar Rambo's definitely getting sick of seeing the back of that Mercedes. Is he going for another overtake?
He does. Oh! We caught it just at the end as they were coming into 8 and 9 there, but it looked fair. Let's put it that way. It did look fair, but crucially for Tomo, he'll get the DRS coming down this back straight. So we'll just we will jump on board actually with we'll look back from the back and actually I think Tomo's probably a bit far behind for DRS. He's a 0.8 of a second.
Well, it looked like he got a 4x out of the final hairpin, or if you got any wing damage from a little bit of a scrap.
Yep. And I was just about to say my thoughts are he would probably come in at that point. Question is, Lollipop is retired as well in the Alpine, and that is at turn 3 at the moment. So if we just jump on board with Alex, we should see an Alpine. We do, on the left hand side of your screen there, folks. It is on the grass. Don't think there will be a safety car, but again, you just never know. Michael Massey might decide. He's not liking the position.
I wouldn't like the position. I definitely would have thought there'd be a safety car again. But
yeah, and apologies, it wasn't an Alpine, it was a Williams. These blue cars. Yeah, it's these blue cars, Morgan. They just look the same.
I know, they're just blending to one another. That's why we always like a good special edition livery.
Exactly. Exactly. Fanning still about 10.3 seconds behind Redcar at the moment. Carl is up into 4th, so doing really well on those medium compound tyres. Tomo up to 6th, obviously he's pitted, but he is currently about 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. He's only about 16 seconds now behind Redcar Rambo, who has pitted. The question is, will Tomo get the benefit of the undercuts, or will Redcar come out in front? Because Redcar's wheels are changed, he is back down the pit lane, and Tomo is just coming the chicane.
It's going to be a close one, this.
Yes, I think Ryan's got this though. Tomo is past him on track. Ho 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 ho! And they're gonna come right in. Oh, there's meters, not even a meter between the two of them. Superb outlap there from Tomo.
He'll be kicking himself if he didn't get the undercut there.
He will be as well, because I think after he'd been passed by Ryan into 8 and 9, that would have been exactly his hope. but they are coming up to Boothie in the Alpha on 8-lap-old softs. But again, this is where the race should just start to settle down slightly. DAC convertible onto the hards, I think you said that. Let's just follow the battle. Let's just jump on board with Tomo, because Ryan's going to get the DRS from Boothie, who in turn Tomo will get the DRS from Ryan. But it's
with a nice DRS train.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. Ryan is not gaining that much on Boothie, and Boothie does go into the pits to change those soft compound tyres, but that Alfa Romeo does seem to have a bit of pace about it, straight line speed.
Thomas definitely got up to the back of the Mercedes.
It has indeed. Almost like Redcar just didn't get quite as good an exit or entry into the final chicane. That allowed Tomo to close the gap substantially on him. Tell you the gap, folks who are watching, the key is ultimately Carl 16.9 behind Alex. Ryan's a further 3 seconds back. If Alex was to pit right now, he would come out in front of Ryan and Tomo. Tomo's just got another 3 seconds as well.
Yeah, I think Tomo's starting to get that the anger, the red mist you get from pushing for another car.
Yep, definitely. And especially around here, it's sometimes so easy to think you're gaining, but other than the back straight and possibly down the sort of pit straight, it is quite difficult, and into the hairpin it's probably quite difficult to then pass some cars. There are corners on this track you don't want to try and attempt to pass, because it could all end in chaos.
I think sometimes it comes down to the setups as well. Obviously you can set up your car to be nice and fast down the back straight, or for all the technical twisty bits on the track.
Yep, exactly. And we've seen Mark in Tier 2 last season, in Season 4, take quite a high downforce high downforce setup, and he won the race. He led it from basically start to finish. If you get a good exit out of the hairpin, you can keep yourself out of DRS range.
Looks like everybody seems to have settled down into a nice rhythm now. Got the next closest battle after Tomo is Simba onto BGR Echo. Yeah,
we were just watching them there as they come out off 7 at the moment. 11 laps in, folks. Only one virtual safety car so far, and that was for Joyful Hell's Haas into the Wall of Champions. But no full safety cars yet, which I think all the drivers will be pleased to see. But I'm still wondering, I'm still thinking to myself, when is this rain going to come? If it comes.
It looked cloudy right at the start, so...
It did. It's sort of brightened up, though.
Clear again, yeah.
Simba's about a second behind BGR, but he has got DRS, but he's too far behind to be able to make that work for him. Tomo's still around about 0.4 of a second behind, but I'll tell you what, Ryan and Tomo, to be fair, and the two of them are pulling each other along, which is really good to see, but they are now only 1.3 seconds behind Carl. So Carl's 11 lap old mediums compared to Ryan, and Tomo's 3 and 4 laps respectively will be hurting Carl. Ooh, we've got an Alpha Tauri. Is that DAC convertible? It is indeed. He's missing a front wing. He had a spin in the final corner. So he is in the pits.
Absolute nightmare.
He is. I mean, the two, and this is the thing, the two Alpha Tauris started in, I think it was, 5th and 6th in front of the two Red Bulls, and Ty Clear was unfortunately out on lap 1, and DAC Convertible's down into 15th after lap 12, so...
I'll tell you his loving life right now. Alex at the front is running his own race, 17 seconds clear.
He is. Tell you one thing though, the train that is sitting behind Carl at the moment, Ryan will get past him, no doubt. And again though, 11 laps on the mediums, projected as maybe around about 13 to 14. But again, Carl's got some good straight line speed in that Aston Martin, because he was able to keep Ryan behind him. Even with DRS on the McLaren, but we can see here, Ryan is going to look to try and go down the outside, is he? No, he's taking his time, and I think he can afford to take his time, because, oh, and there we go, the pass, oh, on the inside, we can see it here, looking to the right of the Aston Martin, there is that McLaren, as we now come down into turn 4, Carl is going to run deep into it, he has to watch not to collect the McLaren, and Tomo gets through as well.
It's a shame Carl was there running with the widest Aston Martin in the world and keep the McLaren behind him. But
the width of the circuit itself. Will that allow Tomo the opportunity to close up to Ryan? Again, we'll see. He's certainly closer than he was.
I think he would have been hoping for a bit more of a battle between the McLaren and the Aston to help him catch up.
I would indeed. Ollie in the comments, Ollie Racing saying what a move, and it was indeed. We seen it on camera there, folks. We looked to the right of the Aston Martin, seen that McLaren, and it was a great move through turns 1, 2 and 3. Very much set up by that. Looks pretty evenly matched though between Tomo and Red Car at the moment. Tomo gets DRS. Red Car will be looking at utilising his ERS. BGR though is just going to pass Carl into 1, but Carl's going to defend that with all of his might. In fairness, gives him a car's width. Very well done there, coming out of 2, and he just gets better drive out the corner.
Yeah, Tom Brown easily glides past Gibbon with the DRS down the back straight.
Nice. So our championship leader, Fanning, and Red Car gets 3 second time penalties. So that's his first time penalty of the evening. But our championship leader down in 7th, kind of having a bit of a lonely race.
Yeah, not quite sure what's going on with him today. Usually he'd be right up there fighting at the front of the pack. So
he would be. Closest battle. Oh, sorry, Morgan. I was just going to say closest battle we've got is Carl, BGR, and Simba. Mark's trying to go round the outside of the Alfa Romeo at the hairpin.
Definitely no car space there.
No, definitely not. But they're both going to have DRS, BGR and Simba, as we can see here. Alex is in the pits. Our race leader is pitting for soft compound tyres.
Simba just showing how quick that McLaren is down in a straight line. Even with BGR's DRS open, still gliding past him.
Alex is out just in front of Red Car and Tomo. Tomo gets a little bit leery out of turn 2, but Alex retains the lead. But yeah, Mark doing well, Simba doing well in that McLaren after that spin earlier in the race, and I think the contact with Tate Mandam to come back at this point to be in 5th is really good. And he's fighting on a level playing field with Carl because they're both on 14 lap old medium tyres. Oh, BGR getting a bit of overspeed there, and BGR's the same, 14 lap tyres for all 3 of them, and doing really good racing.
Yeah, I think Alex being so close in front of Red Car's helped pull him away from Tomo at the front.
Yeah, just watching the battle now out the front. Alex on those soft compound tyres and Ryan behind him, only 7/10 of a second. So Alex is going to hold the advantage as they come out of the hairpin, more grip on those soft compound tyres. It's going to be interesting to see how draggy that Williams is, because Ryan is closing on him, obviously with the aid of DRS. Doesn't get past him. Tomo has dropped back, unfortunately. He's about 2 seconds now behind Red Car, but I'm sure he'll come back. There you go, Red Car. Fastest lap, purple, all in. Carl
struggles to get out the way there, the leader.
Yep, Carl's in the pits. He's moved on to those soft compound tyres. Simba and BGR stay out. And this is the thing, I mean, we're coming up to just about half race distance. And the fact that pretty much everyone is going to have to pit again, anything could happen. Yes, there's gaps, there's intervals forming between the drivers, but I wonder if BGR's had a moment. I think BGR has had a moment because he has been passed by Fanning and has dropped about 3.5 seconds behind Simba. But yeah, the strap.
Not quite sure what was happening for Tomo there. He was sat behind Dak and Virgil and Melvin, who were both ghosted, but they're having a bit of a battle into one of the chicanes.
and this is the thing, it's not always, and yes, the ghosting is on, and yes, you can drive through them, but again, drivers who are having a battle and they get the blue flags need to be aware of the cars that are coming up that are quicker, because it's very off-putting, and we've seen it when leaders are going around to lap people, that they can be put off by other drivers who they're lapping, so there has to be the awareness. Red Car's dropped 2.4 behind Alex, so after that kind of coming out of the pits, Alex just in front of him in that kind of opening first lap where Ryan was right on him. Dak Convertible's retired, and that's coming out of the hairpin.
That's a shame, that.
It is indeed. Oh, he's in the middle of the track. I would be surprised if this isn't a safety car. I would. Oh, they've cleared. Oh, there we go. They've cleared it. The Alpha Tauri was in the middle of the track on the exit, pretty much of the hairpin.
I tell you, he seems to have made a big jump without us noticing this. Is fanning up to 4th now.
Yeah. And we were saying, though, he's having a relatively quiet race, but again, very similar to Rob in Tier 1, a very quiet race, just getting on with it and leaping his way up the ladder. 8 laps, so he's pitted. BGR behind him hasn't. Simba now has, and Mark, interestingly, has gone on to the hard compound, so he's going to try and do a one-stop.
Yeah, the only person out on hard at the minute is Gibbon, so
yeah.
We're obviously going to try and take those hards to the end. I'm not quite sure what sort of pace they're going to have. But
yeah, I don't know. I just went up. I didn't obviously take part in Tier 1 this week. Was commentating, but I just in practice I didn't feel like the hards had any pace at all. They were durable as they would be, but they just weren't pacey. You can see that Tom Brown all over the back of Simba.
It's obviously the balance you have to take when you take that sort of strategy is realising that the hards definitely aren't the optimal race tyre, but they'll obviously get you to the end.
Definitely not. Rob in the YouTube comments, we used up our allocation safety cars last week, the game won't give us any more. Yeah, I'm convinced. The very fact that Bernd Mailander was a candidate for driver of the day in Tier 2 last Monday kind of says it all. He should have been contender for driver of the day on Sunday in Jeddah as well, to be fair. But
I don't know if we should be making comments about Sunday. People will get pretty touchy about that.
Sunday? What was this? Sorry, was there a race on Sunday or something? No idea.
I've heard something about a certain brake check or something.
Oh, brake check. Hey, Quick Fit do things like that though. It's coming into winter. You got to get your brakes checked. all good, healthy fun. No issues. No issues at all. And if you live in Saudi Arabia or Abu Dhabi, I'm sure if it's a very top of the end Aston Martin or a Mercedes or a Ferrari sports car that you have, who knows? We're going to move on before I get into trouble. Carl's on those soft compound tyres, currently in 9th, chasing down Simba on those hard compound tyres. But it's kind of balancing out at the moment. The cars are all spread. We've got 5 seconds from Alex to Redcar. We've got 3 seconds from Ryan to Tomo. Then 5 seconds back is Fanning. BGR's still going. Well done on him. 18 laps on those medium tyres. And it's going to be an interesting...
Well. He's got 60 on his.
Yeah, so again, some really good laps. The interesting thing about BGR is I'm wondering how far he's going to go in this race. Because is he thinking safety car? Is he thinking rain? Or is he thinking, actually, I'm just going to keep going and try and do a one-stopper and stick a set of softs on it for the final 8 laps? But that would mean taking those tyres 25 laps.
I mean, I can't remember what it says that the official lifespan is for the mediums, but even after those 19 laps now for PGR record, I reckon those tyres are starting to get a bit sketchy.
Yeah, well, I think it's around about 15, 16 laps, I think, in some practice where they started to lose part of their grip. Tell you one thing though, Mark is holding off Carl pretty well on that hard compound McLaren versus that soft shod Aston Martin. And
yeah, I think for Carl, around lap 4 is probably when those softs are going to start losing their effectiveness.
Yep, we do have a yellow in sector 1. There's a Mercedes and an Aston coming close together, and we just seen Tete there going over at turns 3 and 4, and Ocean Tame passed them. Tom Brown in the points in the Alpine. But this is the closest battle on track, folks, bar from Ocean Tame and Mike, who we're just looking at just now. And Mike is passing, but again runs over the chicane at turns 8 and 9, so I'm sure not allowed to do that often.
No, definitely start getting warnings and corner cutting penalties soon.
Yeah, Boothie in the pits, but Simba and Carl have both passed him. But I think Carl is about to mount his move on Mark. He's got well, they both have DRS, but Carl on those soft compound tyres is Mark does let him go. He knows again the battle is not Carl right now because Carl's going to have to come into the pits again. He knows, Mark, that the battle is later in the race. So he's just
with the pit stops coming up, that should move Simba up to at least 5th, I reckon. And BGR pits, Manda Minugio pits, Carl pits, so definitely should be making places up soon.
Yeah, no, definitely. Ocean Tame in the pits on a fresh set of medium tyres. Gibbon does go past in that Alpha, but there is BGR running really deep into the hairpin. I mean, basically trying to slow that Alfa Romeo down on those 20 laps soft mediums will be like trying to slow down a cruise ship.
Thomas into the pits.
He is indeed. Oh, very early. So what's he going to go? He's gone on to medium, so he's gone medium. He's obviously gone soft medium. BGR goes through again. Fanning also in the pits. Our championship leader goes on to the medium tyres. So Tomo's trying to do. He's not in undercut territory though. That's the issue I think that he's got. But I think depending on how long Red Car goes into this race, he's fallen about 8 seconds behind Alex. But BGR still going.
Yeah, Red Car seems to have found a nice quiet piece of track, so he's not getting any DRS off any of the Ghosts. Obviously he's not getting the boost from Alex anymore, so...
No.
Obviously I think his pace has dropped off a little bit from what he had, so see what Tomo can do on these next couple of laps.
Yeah. Let's just have a look at penalties whilst we're here. So, Tate Mandem, we're looking at just now 18 seconds of penalties. Ocean Tame has got 12 seconds of penalties in that Mercedes. Carl is 12 seconds in the Aston Martin. We've got Tomo with 9. Fanning, the championship leader, with 9. Stuvine with 9, as has Melvin. Red Car, BGR, the Minugio, and Tom Brown all with 3. We do have 3 drivers though who haven't got any penalties at all, and they
Red
will
car
be.
In the pits. He seemed to have a bit of a glitch over his car was sat there for a while, so not quite sure if he had a penalty to clear or something.
We'll keep a wee eye on that. He is going to come out though behind BGR. Clearly Alfa Romeo have not paid their Pirelli bill. They obviously think they need to. They can only use one set of tyres or 2 sets of tyres in this race.
It's like the original Frank Racing, where he had to use second-hand tyres and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. He's emulating Sergio Perez is what BGR is doing at the moment, but I have a funny feeling that Red Car... I mean, the thing is, Melvin, who's just been lapped in the Haas, is pretty much past BGR again, but he will be getting the blue flags. This is the challenge, and Melvin does the right thing. Very good driving there. Ryan gets right up. Ooh, a little bit of a touch there, but I suspect Ryan will be past this Alfa Romeo imminently.
It's just hunting him down the straight.
He is, but BGR has DRS as well. Oh, and BGR cuts couldn't make the final chicane. They both do get DRS, but BGR, his car just seems to be a quicker car down the straight, and Ryan can't go because Ryan's going to go round the outside though. Can he make it? He's going to have better traction coming out of turn 2. BGR up the inside, and will either of them give in? No, and one of the Haas gets involved. Oh, the Haas should have probably stayed back there. That's not what we want to see. But yeah,
you know who's becoming the big winner out of all this is Tomo 222, now less than a second behind them.
He's here. And this is it though, and it swings in roundabouts pretty much. Tomo will look to lap that Haas of Melvin. I pretty much can say with guarantee now that BGR is going to go onto the soft compound tyres and he's going to one stop. Which,
why would you not start on the hard?
Well, this is it. I mean, he's going to drop if he pits now. He'll drop to, and he doesn't pit now. Famous last words, but he'll drop. He'll drop probably to about 7th. which, given that he qualified in 17th, is going to be a really, really good race. I mean, that's Tomo past him now into 3. BGR is going to fight him for it. And again, though, Tomo... Oh, and Tomo hit the wall! Has he got damage to that Mercedes? Oh, we're just trying to see now. It doesn't look like there's any end plates. So. But he does. The front end's not really turning in that much. But Tomo really didn't need to take a gamble there. But BGR's shown it, fair racing, when he's been challenging Red Car and Tomo previously. But I'll tell you, the other one who's gaining, our championship leader. He's only 1.5 seconds behind.
Fanning seems to be just sitting there quietly, just watching everybody trying to take each other out.
Yes. The 9 seconds will kind of put a bit of a dampener on for him. Carl's in 6th, but Carl's going to have to pit again.
I don't think there's any damage to that Merc, because he's going flying back past BGR, and he's staying out, so...
That's good. Good to see. We don't want to see any damage. BGR pits at long last. Alfa Romeo has decided it's had enough. Frederick Vasseur's gone, no, in you come. And those soft compound tyres, yes. The red-walled softs are on, the grippy fast tyres. Talking of grippy and fast tyres, Mark came a little bit close to Carl there.
Yeah, he had to go a bit deeper to the corner to avoid the Aston Martin.
He did. Tomo is coming under attack from Fanning, who's only about a second behind, but will have DRS. But Tomo's dropped again from Red Car Rambo, but again that plays into the battle with BGR.
I think Red Car definitely got to breathe a sigh of relief when the battle was going on between Tomo and BGR. Yeah,
I'll tell you what, he'll be hoping Tomo can keep Fanning behind. Because there was a 15-point difference between Fanning and Red Car at the top of the championship standings after Baku, and currently 18 points are going to go the way, 19 points I think actually, because I'm sure Red Car's got the fastest lap. No, Alex has taken it back, so it's 18 points for Alex and it's 12 points for Fanning, so that lead would only come down by 6. But there are penalties still to be had, folks, so bear that in mind. Fanning all over the back of Tomo coming into turn 1 and 2 and now into 3 and 4.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be a good place to be for Tomo after thinking he's going to hunt down Red Car Rambo to now defend him from Fanning.
Exactly. Just keep an eye also on the battle between Carl and 5th and 7th. Oh, Fanning getting the rear end out, and we did well there. I thought we might have been heading to the scene of the crime there for that Red Bull.
Yeah, definitely could have been a call for the first safety car, but it was a good save.
Yeah, definitely. That'll have focused his mind for sure. But he's not got a lot of ERS left, only about 6% before he came into the hairpin.
Tell you what, it's having a bit of a close battle. There's a couple of cars behind between Carl and Simba at it again.
They've kind of been at it for the last few laps. And again, those soft compound tyres that Carl's got on at the moment are 11 laps old, and Mark behind him is on hards of 10 laps old. I mean, you're just kind of sitting there going, wow.
Got a feeling. Oh no, I thought Carl was going
to thought as well, but no. Mark a little bit slower through the final chicane. Does have DRS though.
Maybe he's trying to take a leaf out of Nico Lack's book and just stretch out those softs now.
Yeah, or hope for a safety car. But I mean, 7 laps to go. You'd be talking 19 laps on the softs, and by that point, I suspect some form of pirouetting may be getting done by that Aston Martin, because there will be 0 grip left on those soft compound tyres. And Simba's going to be basically saying, "Get out of my way! I want to make a move."
I know. In the midst of all that, Fanner's made it past Tomo.
He has. Well, Tomo will get the DRS. He should do. He is gonna. But again, they're both got the same laps on the tyres.
The work's coming down the straight like a little missile.
Tell you what, Tomo is about 7 miles an hour faster with DRS down that back straight than Fanning is. That Red Bull is carrying more downforce than the Mercedes. and that's going to be interesting. And here, Tomo, and he decided against it. I thought, were we going to see a in and out there? But yeah, so that Red Bull just flicking back to Carl and Mark. But that Red Bull, Mark's going. I thought he was going to throw him one down the inside there, but he pulled out of it. Sensible thing to do. It's all quiet up at the front. So Alex will take for those unfamiliar with Alex, our Tier 2 racer, will take a 3-place demotion at the end of the race. Obviously the results at the end are provisional, still to be ratified versus Stewart's inquiries, etc. But Alex will drop 3 places in the ultimate game. So at the moment he is a de facto 4th with Red Car in theory in the lead, Fanning 2nd and Tomo 3rd. Penalties are continuing.
With Tomo because he's fell off the back of Fanning at 2.1 seconds.
Yeah, just seen him down the back straight. Just wonder whether he maybe is, and he just another 3 seconds. I wonder whether he's just maybe carrying a little bit. And let's just see, is Mark going to go down the inside of Carl into the final chicane? He does. Carl does turn in. Probably, maybe potentially a bit surprised to see the McLaren there, but does run over the final chicane. I don't think he had much option other than that. But Mark made the move his, and I think Carl might now be, if he is going to get to the end on those soft compound tyres, they'll have done 19 laps. And that, I mean, listen, BGR did what, 20, actually he did more than that, he maybe did about 25 laps. Yeah. So 25 laps on the mediums and potentially 19 laps on a pair of softs. That's, I'll be brave.
Yeah, that's unlucky for Carl because here comes BGR and he's at 4-lap old softs.
Yeah, he's going to be all over him, but there doesn't seem to be any rain. 5 laps to go here in Canada, folks. The St. Lawrence Seaway, no rain, hopefully.
They promised us rain and it never came.
Exactly. Got all excited. I did say this morning, I was like, who knows if there might be rain. But
T3 drivers love rain.
They do, they love it. BGR though is past him. Dak Invertible, who is he's left the session, but I think he was out previously. BGR now past Carl. I think Carl is definitely looking to go at the end on those softs, otherwise he would have pitted by now. He's got 10 seconds back to the Manugio and the Red Bull, so as long as he can just keep it on the black stuff and not go out onto the grass or anything, then he should be able to finish there. Obviously penalties applying. He's just got another 3 seconds as well. And you wonder though, Morgan, that the more these penalties are coming, actually the more the time that you've lost through staying out and picking up track penalties is the time you would have potentially lost had you went into the pits. So
I'm currently looking at time penalties now. Tomo with 15 seconds. So if Simba can get within 6 seconds, then that'll be the 4th spot.
Yep. Ocean Tame 18 seconds, Tate 27 seconds. So
Carl with 15 as well.
Yeah.
It's basically almost a pit stop, so I totally agree where you could have just taken the pit stop and gone with a tyre grip over the time penalty.
Yep. The slippy Alfa Romeo though of BGR has passed the slippy McLaren of Simba. So BGR does go into 5th as he will now hunt down Tom. He's got 4 laps, 7.4 seconds. It's doable, but I mean he was purple in that final sector as BGR.
BGR in 5th, I think he's already got the position from Tomo on time penalty wise.
He will, yeah. Yeah, he has. He's only got 3 seconds as well, so at the moment, yeah, he probably needs a bit more pace. Mark getting another 3 seconds there, so Simba now down to 12 seconds. Tate has been disqualified. Again, it's the risk you take. If you get up to, I think, 30 seconds of penalties, it will disqualify you. So unfortunately for Tate, his debut in MRC ends in disqualification for time penalties.
Definitely not the first time that happened. I think it happened to a couple of people around, I think it was Canada as well, when the no racing line rule came in.
Yep. live. What was it? I think it was practice in... Was it practice in Baku? Who knows? No, it was practice in Canada on Sunday night. I ended up getting disqualified. I only had about 18 seconds. Sitting here going, sorry, what? I was just testing the track to make sure the FIA and Michael Massey got their track limits right. That was it. Rekka Ram.
It's never right. Everybody knows that.
Well, no, that's true. Although Codemasters have fixed Portugal, it's just a shame we raced Portugal earlier on in the season because they've sorted turn 1, which was I think the bugbear for everyone.
But they just sort the rest of them.
Exactly. Just remove them. France on Monday and next Wednesday is going to be an interesting one. Having done some of the time trial stuff in practice around there, there's some interesting racing lines that can be taken on that track. That's the problem with track limits. You go a little bit over the rumble strip and you can get a warning, and you go completely wide of it and don't get a warning. So
yeah, France has a weird one. There aren't really many curbs to tell you where the racetrack is, so sometimes you could just lose the track.
Yeah, or if you make my mistake down the Mistral Straight and you take the first, like the chicane too early and pick one that actually isn't on the track layout, and then you suddenly think, oh, wait a minute, why am I here?
Just making your own track.
Exactly, that's it. And if I get 3 seconds, I go, wait a minute here, that wasn't on my track. It's all very calm right now. There isn't really any close battles out on track. The shortest gap between drivers is 1.9 seconds between Stuyvesant in 12th and Gibbon in 13th. Red car's 15 seconds behind Alex on the penultimate lap. Alex coming down the pit straight, so his win on track will be, in theory, 4th place. Fanning our championship leader. So, again, interestingly enough, penalties and all that aside, if Red Car was to essentially win this race and Fanning finishes second, then the 15-point gap turns into 8 seconds. 8 points, sorry. So Ryan will be doing what he needs to do.
He's had a fantastic race, to be fair, in that McLaren.
He has indeed. McLaren's doing well this weekend this week in Canada, with a win for Martin in Tier 2. And Red Car about to take another victory. But this man, Alex, that we're looking at, has repeated in Tier 3 what he did in Tier 2, which was go from pretty much third on the grid and lead in the first corner. He's raced in a Williams every race this week in Tier 1, 2 and 3. But he does come round the final hairpin for the final time, takes the adoration of the fans and some of the British fans there in the stadium complex, comes down the back straight. We will jump on board with what will be our race winner on track, but not after the race for the final results. But he does come, and he does indeed take victory on track. Red Car down the back straight. Fanning is 1.8 behind him at the moment. Boothie's now up to 9th, so he's displaced Tom Brown down to 10th. Keep an eye on it. But Red Car is going to come across the line to take second, a well-deserved second, but it will be
unbelievable between BGR and Tom, are we?
It is indeed. BGR all over the back of that Mercedes. Fanning takes third on the road, but BGR will jump up this pack. He will turn into 4th. Tomo does take 5th. Mark Simba takes 6th. Well deserved in that McLaren. And Carl is going to do the unthinkable and 19 laps. 20 laps on those soft compound tyres. Well done to Carl for managing 20 laps there. And the Minugio does cross though in 8th, but finishes 7th because of penalties. Boothie's about to come across the line in 9th, takes 8th. Carl down to 9th. Sorry. And Tom Brown's finishing with no front wing. Oh, and we've got a Haas that's, well, can only be described as reversing. Not sure that is allowed. Convinced the stewards will have a word there. Yeah.
What, I mean, you've never finished the race backwards before?
Well, maybe not intentionally, let's put it that way. BGR gets driver of the day, according to Codemasters. Not a bad shape, but there are a number of drivers who will be on the Driver of the Day nominations, which will no doubt be announced tomorrow. On the track, though, Alex takes the victory in that Williams and does take the podium celebrations. That will change as we go through the ratification of those race positions. Redcar will take the victory on track provisionally. Fanning will take second. So the two championship leaders battling it out on the top. BGR comes across the line in fourth, although with Alex's three-place demotion will inherit third place. Tomo will finish fifth. He'll be slightly disappointed with that race having started on pole position. Simba, well deserved in the McLaren, one stopping there to take sixth. Minugio in the Red Bull, 7th. Boothie 8th, started 16th. Carl started 11th, finished 9th on those one-stop soft compound tyres. Tom Brown on the Alpine finishes in the last point scoring position in 10th. Ocean Tame finishes 11th in the Mercedes. We've got Gibbon in the Ferrari, 12th, started 14th. Stuvine 13th, up 5 places from 18th on the grid. Melvin finishes 14th, Monster Gaza finishes 15th. Dak Convertible, Lollipop, Joyful Hell, TT Tandem, or Joyful Hell, all DNF, TT Tandem and Ty Clear both disqualified. Ty Clear finished his race on the first corner, but another great race, Morgan, and Canada never lets us down. The Wall of Champions claimed a victim this time. Unfortunately, I thought MRC could have got out without Wall of Champions, but didn't come to be.
I think Joyful Hell will put a stewarding complaint in against you for a jinx, but
she will. She'll come down and go, wait a minute here, you jinxed me, fellow Scotsman. But folks, very, very enjoyable race here in Canada tonight. Some great racing on track. We will be back tomorrow night on the stream. We will be streaming practice from France, the Paul Ricard circuit. 60 minutes of practice. You have to listen to me again, which is always going to be a painful experience for everyone. But 60 minutes of practice tomorrow at Paul Ricard. We will be back at 7 o'clock on Monday for Tier 2 in France, 8:45 Tier 1 in France, and then a week today at 7:30 UK time at Tier 3. Morgan, thank you for tonight, sir. Very, very, very much thank you for the co-commentating and enjoying the race with me. And we'll move on, and Mark will no doubt be back with you for the Teesside twosome next week.
Oh yeah, definitely, can't wait. Thanks for joining.
No, all good. Folks, thank you very much, and we will see you again soon.